I'm not gonna lie, I'm a 90s kid, so every computer I've used has always had Windows on it, including ones that I have built. Now the year is 2026, and Windows just keeps crapping the bed in one fashion or another, whether it's breaking the ROG because it thinks the manufacturer's own programs are viruses, or making gaming more difficult in general. So I definitely think it's time to move away from this OS. Maybe for good, maybe just for media use. All I know is, for gaming, I definitely want off of Windows. Hello all you wonderful gamers, VR divers, and hardware enthusiasts, and welcome to Weaver's Wonderful World. As always, I'm your host, Ginsu Weaver, and with the intro out of the way, let's get into if I can ditch Windows OS for SteamOS. I know this video is coming out before the Steam machine officially releases, so I can't do any testing on it the way I want to. However, I'm going to put time into building a PC I can put the OS 3 on so I can test it out. I'm going to make sure it's close to the same specs as the Steam machine so I can test out how good the FSR 4 works out. But what I really want to test is recording and live streaming on OBS and editing on CapCut. These are the two programs I really need to work out well on SteamOS before I can say I will ditch Windows completely. I'm sure you all know why, but I'm going to explain it in my own words anyways. As anyone who follows this channel and my gaming channel, Weaver's Gaming, knows, I record a lot of gameplay footage and cut it down into a more consumable video. But the best way for me to do this is to record using or live stream with OBS, because I've never lost footage or had a stream crash with it, so it's a good option for me. And editing that footage into videos like this one, I need to make sure CapCut works well with SteamOS. If it does on a mid-tier setup, that means it will work fantastically on my high-tier PC that has a 4090 i9 processor with 96 gigabytes of RAM. There are other projects I'm planning on doing that will utilize my high-tier PC, like setting up 3D prints for my FDM and resin printer, hosting online tabletop role-playing games on Discord or any other Discord alternative, and Roll20, as well as hosting game night with my community, where we will hopefully play virtual board games like Jackbox, because those are always fun, or play multiplayer games either in VR or flat screen. So we know it works for gaming, but hosting a lot of people talking at the same time on a voice chat is something I really need to test out. Another item I need to test out is games on other launchers, like Final Fantasy XIV. I don't have the Steam version of that MMORPG. Instead, I go through their own launcher on my desktop. So if other launchers work well on SteamOS, then that is just even more reason to move away from Windows and get away from their AI nonsense. Also, I definitely need a new browser because Google seems to be forcing Gemini down our throats as well. I believe that's where KDE Plasma will come in, as it is a desktop program that allows for the use of other apps, and it has its own browser as well. Since KDE Plasma is Linux based, this could be a good alternative, unless I can turn Gemini off since I use Google Docs a lot. KDE Plasma's native web browser may be where I go to surf the web if they are good and worth my time, which I really hope they are. Look, AI is ruining a lot of aspects, not only the gaming industry, but the computer industry as well. Components are being ridiculously priced because it means that the manufacturers can fleece more money from the companies building AI data centers. This is artificially inflating component prices, as well as creating an artificial shortage for RAM, GPUs, CPUs, and more. I won't go into a lot of details on it because I don't even think I completely understand it all, but I know the bubble will burst, and when it does, we'll all be feeling it for a long time to come. So when that finally happens, I want to be far away from Windows and help people make the choice to move over to SteamOS so that when the bubble does burst, Microsoft and Nvidia will feel it the hardest because they're the two biggest companies inflating that bubble right now. Sure, AMD is as well, but even with their price increases, their most recent GPU, it hasn't even cracked $1,000 yet. It might in the future, but I doubt they'll be $3K for the highest end like Nvidia. And the best way to show these companies that screwing over the customer base that got them the billions to play these stupid games with in the first place is not a good idea in the slightest. So here's my call to arms for gamers of all kind and hardware enthusiasts. Build out mid to high tier gaming and media PCs now, avoiding using Nvidia and even Intel for that matter. Get SteamOS and KDE Plasma, test out every aspect of what you want to use your computer for, and make sure these are good alternatives to Windows, and then switch everything over and never use Windows or Nvidia products again. I know this is a project I'll have in the future, building a mid and high-end media PC to stick SteamOS and KDE Plasma on and make sure everything I'll use it for works. And I'll be recording and making videos on this so anyone in or who's joining my community will know if it is worth their time and effort to do the same. My guess is that it will be, but until I test everything out, it is up in the air right now. So for every gamer gamer, VR diver, and hardware enthusiast who watches this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel so I can keep creating content that pushes the boundaries of my wallet and hopefully help you out as well. And let's try to get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. Leave a comment down below to keep the discussion going about how you're feeling on what Microsoft, Nvidia, and even Meta are doing with this AI bubble, and let me know how you're feeling about Steam, their new OS, the hardware they're trying to get out to us, and whatever else you can think of. As well, check out the description for links to my gaming channel, Weaver's Gaming, where I post cut down videos of my live streams, VR recordings, and shorts of all of that footage. And follow the links to my socials where I post all the same shorts. I plan on also talking about upcoming projects I might be working on. And check out my Discord server where if you join there, we can talk about all things VR, video games, any hobbies you might be interested in, and maybe even play some multiplayer games together. But once again, thank you for joining me on Weaver's Wonderful World, and remember, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Bacon is the best breakfast food, so eat up, stay healthy, and I'll catch you VR divers and wonderful gamers in the next video. Ooh-rah.